Out here study with a whole host of people who are about to tell you about something I had never heard of. The lovely Laura Birmingham's here with me first of all. I also have the gorgeous Robert Simmons, who is owner and colourist of Pzazz Hair Studio. Now you're here today, Laura, and Robert is here to tell us about balayage. Am I saying it right?
Yes, balayage.
What is balayage?
It's a way of colouring the hair. Now, the reason I came to this lot and brought Robert in today to show our viewers how we're doing this is a way of, in a sense, never having roots in your hair. So not only is it a bit more cost effective than the way most of us colour our hair, especially say blondes in Ireland, your block colour or your highlights, and you will get your roots. Come 2-3 weeks later, you'll have your roots. And it ties people into a much more kind of regimented way of having to, you know, spend their money and get their hair coloured.
So is this going to get rid of roots?
It's a different way of colouring the hair, but it's very tailored to the person. So I think if you went from, say, me just being solid blonde all the time to using balayage, it would really make you look very different. And we've some very good blonde examples. Because I think
we've got some pictures of celebs. Okay, show us some pictures.
The first one we have up is Giselle. And Giselle is probably the biggest celeb that gets this done all the time. And it's what people probably call sun-kissed hair.
Yeah, it looks like she's been on a beach all summer.
But now if you're on a beach all summer, your hair would be like straw if it was bleached that colour from, you know, from brown. We also have Jessica Alba, who would be slightly darker. She'd be more of brunette, and then she has the colouring treatment too. And then finally we have everybody's friend, Jennifer Aniston. Very big fan, and they would always have their hair coloured this way.
So it's that completely natural look that actually takes hours and hours and hours to get.
Well, even going, my kind of colour takes hours and hours and hours. So I'm going to let Robert explain what it is, and he's done it on Georgia for us. So Georgia is complete, so
Robert,
take it away.
Welcome to Ireland Day.
Now,
you've been a colourist for 35 years, so you've probably been aware of balayage
for a long time.
For a long time. So explain what it is.
Well, effectively, balayage as a technique is around since about the 1970s. It originated in France. Balayage means to sweep colour through the hair. Traditionally, in this country and in the UK, the most common way of colouring hair is with easy mesh or tinfoil papers, these guys here, which are placed through the hair in a very exact fashion. And people now will go into a salon, they get a full head of highlights, a half head of highlights, or a T-bar. But frequently people will come in and they will ask for the Jennifer Aniston look or the Giselle, not realising that they're not actually done with foil or they're not done with mesh. We use these type of spatulas here to hold the hair in place and then apply the colour down through the lengths of ends. As you can see, this guy is very, very broad. This one is a lot narrower. This one will give you the Jennifer Aniston effect. Now, the actual process of colouring the hair is quick. It's much, much quicker. It doesn't actually take hours. It's less than half the time to do a full highlights with mesh or with wraps. And you get lovely movement in the hair. If you look at Georgia's hair previously,
it's got a before shot actually. That's a little thicker, because Georgia would be very deep brunette now, one tone.
Yeah, she is. I mean, that's her hair. It's completely natural. And what I've done is use a mixture of shades to take it away from that dark look and to put a lot of colour through it to give it the movement. And you can see, as you move the hair around, you can see how the highlights fall through the hair. You can see some of them are close to the roots, some of them are far away from the roots, so you get a very, very natural effect. When you take the hair up, you've got all that lovely shape. Yeah, just turn around there.
It does look like she's been on a beach all summer long.
Yeah, well, that's the whole idea. Now, for her, she can't afford to have roots, and most people don't want roots. So the idea with balayage is you don't actually have, when you leave the salon, you still have a lot of your own natural colour visible, so therefore you don't get roots.
So roots aren't an issue anymore.
They're actually part of it.
But is it the same for blondes as well, though?
Oh yeah. I mean, Georgia's hair is too dark to go to a blonde. I mean, it would have a big effect, regardless whether you use foils or whether you use the spatulas. It would have a big effect on the quality of her hair. So what I've done is to colour her hair in a fashion where it's not going to be detrimental to the quality. That's the most important aspect.
And will it cover greys as well?
Oh, you can use it to cover grey, but I mean, generally, if the hair is completely white, you could put low lights through using a balayage technique. I mean, balayage, with balayage, you're sectioning the hair differently to which you would with normal highlights. So you will get a mixture of lights that are starting at the root and so on. But you could use it over grey, but it's better on natural hair.
Okay. Well, what's great is you can use it on every hair colour. So from blondes, reds, brunettes, black.
Beautiful. And it's Georgia, do you like it? It looks stunning on you. Really, really does.
It changes her a lot.
And it lifts the skin tones
completely. And you can see your hair, you can see all the layers and everything. Very quickly, we're going to go over to Jacqueline from Pzazz also. And Jacqueline is going to show us, Robert, you're going to get her to show us a little technique if people are at home and they need their roots covered up.
Yeah, when you're going out in the evening time and you've got a dark root, this is a very, very quick way just to get rid of the darkness and it's just crisscrossing the parting, and suddenly the roots aren't half as obvious as they were. So if you're going for a night out and you need to get your hair done, but you haven't got time, with a little bit of practice you can do this one yourself. If you've got white hair, we recommend.
Little trick, Robert, I like
it is, isn't it?
Robert, how much does balayage cost?
With our salon, for something like this, probably about €80.
But that'll last you for how long?
Oh, months.
Months.
And that's
months,
cheaper
months,
than
months,
highlights.
yeah.
Okay, cheaper than highlights.
Yeah,
And look
because of the speed
highlights.
aspect of it.
Okay,
It doesn't take
there
as
you go.
long.
Get yourself into Pzazz. Laura, thank you very much. Laura's going to be here to answer your beauty queries later online at 12, so send them into 53131 or email them to Ireland AM. We'll see you after the break with loads of fashion. See you in a few.